Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. Please do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 charisma.
And we're back after a small break. We have a sort of a short session today. Not super short, but not super long. We're going to get right to it. Now, it has been in real time. I know all you listeners early hasn't been a break, but what really had to happen is we took almost 2 months off here. So we all need a refresher. Even the Dungeon Master's like, what? How does Roll20 work? So normally it's the person who took the most damage. But in a epic fail of debating on the text stream, Seppi was not fast enough with his thumbs and lost, and now must give the recap. So Seppi, what happened last time?
Well, I've had a few conventions and some stuff happened to me between now and there. And so I don't know if I'm actually giving this as Pyric or myself. So you guys are going to have to help me figure out my notes. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
All right. So I have our aircraft carrier went back in time, and we're sort of figuring out whether or not we should stop Pearl Harbor from happening.
I saw that movie once.
And Spartacus yeah, that's right. That's the final countdown. Oh, that's the wrong notes. Where did that?
I was right with you.
No. Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so now this next set of notes says we were moisture farmers on a desert planet, and we went to pick up some droids. And there was this crazy message in it, and so we went to find our uncle, and then these sand people whose area that it was attacked us. But then, has anybody heard of that movie?
I'm rewatching them all right now. Star Wars.
Oh, okay. So that's not right. Now this seems really wrong. A wizard comes from our town and tells us that we need to throw our uncle's jewelry into a volcano. That seems really that seems awkwardly familiar.
Although it sounds a lot closer, quite frankly.
Is that an adventure we're on, or is that a different kind of adventure?
We do have dwarves.
That's like a 12-hour adventure if you want to rewatch those.
Oh, okay. So that sounds like that's a movie too. Okay, here we go. All right. So we had just finished with the Grick, which put a massive amount of damage on our draconic friend, Shadeen. That sounds like us, right?
Yeah, you're closer. You're still a little bit back in time, but you're getting
okay. And so we climbed up the hole that the goblin sniper had been commanding the Grick from. Yeah. And our great bear companion was then attacked ferociously by giant bat mosquito things. We will call them sturges. Is that seems about right too?
Now you're very close. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a point of inspiration for finding the right story, Seppi.
Thank you. Absolutely. I'll do that. And so I have that I exfoliated the bear with magical fire.
Yep.
Yeah, that definitely happened. That's the thing.
Yep, that's true.
That was not imagined. Yeah, absolutely. And then we found an area that was a battleground for the original inhabitants. The dwarves had all their bodies stacked up in this area, and that causes a lot of consternation. Like, dwarves have this reverence for the dead, and they're fallen. And so something very dramatic happened in this area. Well, that made us think that we shouldn't have followed the goblin sniper, but maybe we should have gone the other way. But we decided to follow Cowlick, who had the zoomies, because we were in a maze type thing, and we went north deep into the area and found what looked like a locked barracks. Is that about correct? Are we?
Yeah, no, you're right on now, Seppi. You're in the groove. You're in the groove.
Right.
It feels like only yesterday.
I was very convinced that there was a secret door there, but there wasn't. So we left. we got some more arrows for our fearless leader, and we came up to this new intersection where we found there was glowing green mushroomy thingies in the horizon. Is that sort of where we are now?
Yes. Very, very, very good. Yeah,
oh, that was super.
Peppy, so I hope you took that point of inspiration. Well done, sir.
Because I think you're going to have me roll some dice sometime.
Yeah, I got to rewatch all those movies you referenced because there was some good, that's quality viewing right there.
That was.
All right. Yes, correct. So to summarize what Seppi summarized, you guys are now, for those following along with video, and if you're not, you're in a room right now, ancient, this mine, there's, it's dark. There is no light, obviously, because it's dark. Also, it looks like, as Seppi mentioned, there was some old fights here, but that's long gone. There are these, you'll notice on the walls, we drew some pink circles because there were some questions asked about the old lanterns that are set into the grooves of the wall here. So I was kind of drawing where those were for you guys. You did go north. I'm going to ping a little bit to the north here. You went north. Actually left the door open in there and lit a brazier in an old barracks. But then you decided to fall back to this room with the torches. So your options now, if you were to go back where I'm pinging now, which would be back to the west, that would be the way you came. If you were going to go north, that would be the way back to the brazier, which you've also been to. If you were to go east, you have not gone that way yet. That is where you see the glowing fungus off in the distance. It's got this eerie green hue glow to it. And if you were to go south, you have not been that way either. Down to the south, you can see there's a dead end down there, those of you with dark vision. By the way, fun fact, halflings do not have dark vision. Just a little FYI. So when you're looking down there, you're seeing there's a dead end. There's also a T, though, right before the dead end, where you can either go left or right down there. You've not been that way either. Also, you probably forget, so I'll remind you, there were some excellent questions asked about the sturges. So when you enter this room, right, these little bat-sized mosquitoes sort of attacked you, which, most D&D fans know them as sturges. And I believe it was Pyric had the really brilliant idea to use the dwarven sort of rune amulet thing you guys have to hold it near the sturges and see if it glowed, because you discovered earlier in the campaign that it glowed in the presence of dwarven blood from Ulrich and Thrall's clan. And it did not, however, glow near the sturges, and there was no recent footprints here. So that's why Seppi mentioned you were doubting maybe this is the way the goblin had went, but you kind of felt like you wanted to go here at some point. Also, a couple of things that maybe have been forgotten because it has been a little while. There was a ghoul. Karluk did get paralyzed. That was fun. Also, which kind of ended the zoomies for a minute. Pyric, you felt the ancient dwarven magic energies here.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. I'm like, I have written down that the sound that we're coming and the feelings of the energy, we had a direction.
You felt like there's some ancient energies, but you also feel like there's this. Remember, when you enter the cave, there's always this. Every couple of moments, there's this whoosh, sort of like a wave rushing into a beach or a crashing wave, echoing through what seems to be known as the wave echo cave. You see what they did there. Now, you also figured out, though, that the water sound was probably not magical. You rolled like a really good Arcana check, and you felt like there is this magical energy, but it may not be related to that sound. It's, you kind of felt like they may not be attached to each other. And so that's where you are right now. You did fight off some undead in the barracks, which is where Karluk got paralyzed by a ghoul, and you have since fallen back to this area here. And as we mentioned earlier, Ulrich is still in Ulrich is still in bear form there as well. All right, what would you guys like to do at this point?
Oh, just
and as a reminder, also the reason you're here.
Russ, where did I feel those energies were emanating from? We had a general direction.
Well, so two different things. Someone, I don't remember if it was you, figured out the sounds of the water were coming from I'm going to point this way, the north east. Okay, so the way my pinkish arrow is pointing, yeah, that sort of way. However, as I mentioned, that's not related to the magical energies, which are kind of all around you. Right. And Craig, you may have forgotten, but there was also Shadeen also got a little message last time as well. I don't know if you remember that. So let me know if you need to resend your message.
Russ, can I sniff around here and see if I can find the scent of any goblins?
Sure. Why don't you make a perception check there? Well, with advantage because of your bear-like nose.
Okay.
One.
25.
Oh,
25. Oh, that's a very good one.
That's quite the range.
That is an excellent one. You glean several things. First of all, take a point of inspiration for thinking to use your schnoz.
Does anybody need inspiration? Because I'm full.
I also have an extra point of inspiration if people need
a
hit point.
If nobody needs it, are we still doing the healing thing?
Yes, you may still heal 1 point of damage.
Oh, just heal right up then.
There you go.
Can I give it to my...
Where there's healing to be had? What?
Are you wounded badly?
No, just 3 points.
You can have a point for me.
Yeah, go ahead and take mine too, Shadeen, because I've got bear points.
I need a point of inspiration.
So for listeners who may not be aware, one sort of house rule I have is I give out a lot of inspiration. And however, you may only ever carry 1 point of inspiration, but to help low-level characters along, you may use a point of inspiration in addition to getting an advantage on a roll. You can also use it to heal 1 hit point. So it's a handy way to kind of, move things along. All right. So sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what did I glean?
Oh, yes. You gleaned a couple things. First of all, the only scent of goblin comes back the way you came. So you do still smell a little bit the dead goblin that was on this ridge. I'm going to ping over here, way back. Oh, I lost my pinger. Hang on. There you go. Way back over here. Yeah, thank you. Someone's pointing for me. Pirate, thank you very much. Meanwhile, in the other direction, though, you do get a different odor. And your bear-like druidic sense, make a nature check for me, Druid.
I'm so awesome at this. Can I just have Euphemia take my nature check?
No. But you could spend a point of inspiration here if you'd like.
Oh, I got a 14.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's good.
You get a smell coming from down the corridor where the green light is. You rolled really well to get the odor, and you capture it in your nose, and it reminds you of some spores that you remember seeing in some forests, and it's on the tip of your tongue, like you remember. Oh, that's right. That's where all those dead animals were who breathed it in. That's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna. What's the floor made out of?
Oh, where you're standing now, stone.
How about the walls? Are they stone or dirt?
Stone. Yeah, stone also. Yeah. Dwarves. This is dwarven forged, as it were.
All right.
Yeah.
I quietly and smugly acknowledge that I know more about nature than the druid.
The druid is unoffended. Draw a poison sign, but instead he ushers pirate forward.
Druid is unoffended.
I'm gonna, I let somebody else go while I try to figure out what I'm gonna do.
I think we should investigate the green tint.
Calic nervously rubs his head where his scar is from where he got thumped by the Trent, and then kind of looks at the plants down there, and you see him kind of nervously looking this way or that way at the vegetation.
Hi, Rick. I say we go straight ahead. The green is good.
Oh, all right. If you've got a strong feeling, I guess we can do this.
Very well, leader.
Oh, yeah. Like, why Terry? Let's just
why Terry?
Why not just
like?
Just as a reminder.
As Ulrich goes to pass, I let him pass, but then as Euphemia comes up, I put up a paw and I put my paws to my neck and I point down there and I fall over. And then I get it. But I'm sure my brother's anti-poison will make him fine. He'll be fine. He's a dwarf.
So I double move up to there. Follow me. I know the way.
Okay. All right. And I just wanted to remind everyone, because it has been a little while, there were multiple passages in all the directions, north and south too. But anyway, okay, good. So,
you did tell us that you did.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So Ulrich is venturing forth like the brave dwarf he is.
Who's that?
Everyone else, you see the bear do some pantomime.
All right.
What is your reaction to all that?
As Cowlick comes up, I put my paw on his chest and I point to Ulrich and go. And I'm just like waiting to see what happens to Ulrich as I keep my paw on Cowlick's chest.
You saw like Cowlick like dutifully was going to follow Ulrich as he asked everyone to come forward, and then Thrall stops him.
Right.
You could, if you want to force your way by me, I'm not like barring you, but I'm just gently have my paw on your chest and I'm looking over my shoulder and waiting to see what happens to Ulrich when he enters the green.
Right. The bear equivalent of wait for it. All right. So the rest of the party then, anybody else going to do anything? Or you all?
I'm
all
very
sort of
interested in
obeying the
how
bear's
this
thing?
interaction goes. And I'm thinking of two things. Do I understand what gust of wind would do to a steady source of poison? Would it like carve us a corridor through this that we could get through? Or is arcane like gases, do they push each other out? So if I dropped a fog cloud in, could I have one of our either Spider-Man or Dragon Man lead us through the fog cloud and being able to breathe the fog, but not necessarily the poison gas?
Okay. So okay. This is a great question, Pyric, and I really appreciate it. So here's the thing. I'm using for those following along with their own roll 20. I'm clicking on Pyric's token now and hitting Control L, which lets me, the Dungeon Master, see exactly what Pyric sees, and I can see that Pyric from his position can see nicely into the room with the fungus all over the floor and on the walls. Now, at the moment, Pyric, because this fungus is emitting this sort of eerie green glow, which, a lot of underground creatures such as dwarves have seen that, green glow before from fungus. That's not that unusual. That's fine. And actually, there's nothing floating around in the room right now. Like you can look in there and it looks just like there's this glowing fungus in the wall that you've heard about before in caves. And there's no like any sign of gas or anything poisonous there. So it looks totally fine, like a nice little glowy room to walk through. So there's nothing there. But your question about could gust of wind move poisonous gas around, you don't know the nature of this poisonous gas situation, but go ahead and make an Arcana check for me and see if you're aware of any wizards in the past who may have used this trick. I'm
really good at history. I'm really good at Arcana. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
And we haven't had anyone roll a 1 yet. So that's always good.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with me. Oh, that's weird. I got a 20.
Wow. So you've actually, in fact, with that kind of roll, you've actually played around with moving gas and smoke with gust of wind because it's just a fun spell to play with. Let's be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely.
and you've heard of other wizards doing it, and you're pretty sure, like, if it depends on the nature of this stuff, but if it's just like, I don't know, like spores or a gas cloud or whatever, you can probably, it depends how much volume there is and how often it's refilling itself, but you could probably clear a path with gust of wind. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. So I tell Euphemia, if we think it's a shorter period of time to just cut through this and see if we cannot upset the flora and fauna, we could try to do that. If we think it's highly poisonous and we want to take 10 minutes for me to figure myself out, I can blow us a corridor through it if you give me the 10 minutes, or we can go around.
Oh, well, so Pyric, you think it's not just a green light? And I could see that Bear Brother, he's worried about it too.
Yeah, I'm shaking my berry head.
Yeah, so Pyric, if you think that that's poisonous, I certainly don't want to go through there. We should call Ulrich back.
Immune to poison, so no worries.
We should get Ulrich to come back.
But meanwhile, Ulrich, how far have you decided to advance while you've noticed no one's behind you?
Okay, because I have an awesome perception, I'm going to make a perception see if I notice anybody's not behind me.
That's fair. I appreciate that, Joe. Joe, take a point of inspiration for doing that. Oh dear.
Yep. Nope. Everybody's following me. I know.
So Joe has rolled a 8 with his bonuses.
Yeah.
So Ulrich is clueless that the bear has stopped the party.
To be fair, my eyes are always following Ulrich just a little bit. It's just a little.
Well, he's wearing a vest.
I'm like, I'm glad. I think to myself, my little halfling leader has so this is the way, and Morden always answers our prayers. Either he changes the circumstances or he supplies sufficient power to overcome them. So I know this is the correct way to go. And I'm going to step up to here so I can see inside the room.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my keen perception to say, what is the difference between pink and green?
Oh, okay, great. So as you look around the room, you see that there are indeed dense carpets of sort of this weird fungi covering large sections of the floor in the cavern. The growth includes these really sort of interesting puffballs that are about a foot across. So they're pretty big puffballs. And there's also this like weird shelf fungus growing on the stalagmites. And there's large stalks and caps, a good 5 feet tall. And some of the puffballs are kind of glowing that eerie green fluorescence that is sort of making the room have this green glow. And you feel like there are spots on the floor where that perception, it just looks like a really interesting, with an 8, that's about all you got going for you. And it looks like a really interesting room. And it's kind of quite a natural sort of thing here underground.
Where did everybody go? All right, come on, people, into this room. That is, can I do anything else?
How far do you want to go? Yeah, I'll let you move again because they've been talking for a little bit.
All right.
They talked for a couple of minutes. You could probably made 2 movement steps.
Okay, I'm going 2 movements. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go 1. Now, what is the difference between, as I'm looking, like, is this the puffball area, and why is this pink?
Is there anything pink? Oh, I don't. Let me
Yeah,
see.
these are pink. You see?
Tilt your monitor a little bit there.
I don't
Joel.
see anything pink.
Yeah, I
either.
don't see
It's the angle that you're looking at it. The area that he thinks is pink is actually light is emanating from your light source on the other side of that pillar.
You can't see pink right here. Are you guys?
No, there's
I
no
just
pink.
see lighter.
You know what the
It's all
problem is?
green.
You know what the problem is? You're not dwarves. Very well.
Yeah, Joe, if you look at John's shared screen, it should look like John's shared screen.
I think the problem is you're the only one using an apple.
Yeah, it could be.
The problem is that you're in bear form and no one can hear you talk. So shush.
Joe, there are
That's
some.
that's Raw. This is John.
So
that being said, I'm going to then take my second move into the pink area because we know this is safe because it's pink.
So we're going to say Ulrich is a bit colorblind today.
Are you saying we're going to put 1 in the pink and 2 in the? Oh, I'm sorry. I got really confused.
It's a different
What do I see? What do I see up here?
All right. So Joe, make a Constitution saving throw. As you start to walk in, if
it's poison, he has advantage.
You nudge. Yes, it is. It is. So what happens? You start to walk in. You nudge some of the fungus, and these spores start to kind of sort of float up from the ground. And you got to make a poison Constitution saving throw. How we do?
My lowest roll was 21. My highest was 22.
Yeah.
And as I said, Morden guides my hand.
You can feel like there's some bad gas here, but as a dwarf and used to being underground and all kinds of the crazy things happen, these spores are definitely poisonous, but your strong dwarven constitution is keeping you safe at the moment. But you're not sure how long. Like, you wouldn't want to hang out here.
Okay, I'm going to step back here. Can I move 15 more feet? I move 20.
You got one more move, and then we're going to go back to everybody
Okay,
else.
so I'm going to back here. I'm going to step back here and goes, this room poses no danger to me, but I'm afraid the rest of you might die in it. We might find another way around.
All right. What is all your reaction to that?
That's not a surprise there, but thanks for testing it. Yeah, we had a paladin in a coal mine kind of situation. All right, let's go back the other way.
Pyric, let's go back the other way.
Yeah, I'd like to agree with him, but the DM says I can't.
All right, I look at Cowlick, who
I have to stay with the cow. He's got all the light.
Yeah, who's recently unparalyzed and pointing the opposite direction.
Pyric, what do you get if you cross a cow and a mushroom?
I don't know, Cowlick. Tell me.
a fun cow. Should have been a minotaur and a mushroom. It'd be so much better. I'd have improved it in several increments.
Oh my god!
I feel like he's trying to take that point of intelligence back. So I'm going to move
not
on
winning,
as
though.
quickly as possible from that. I don't know what to do with that one.
Once Euphemia hears that, she says to Cal, "Ooh, I've got one. I've got one."
Oh no!
A mushroom walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't let your kind in here." And the mushroom says, "Why not? I'm a fungi."
Okay, I'm going to
Minotaur's is
double move
better.
on that one.
Read the joke for the Minotaur.
Yeah, don't quit your rogue job.
I'll move. Okay, so let us continue south then and see where that brings us, or we can travel up this way and then to the right and see where we can go. It smells worse than the spores in here for some reason. Oh, it's my brother.
I just step on you as I go by, just knock you out of the way.
Clang your
Unfortunately,
my shield.
I can't see crap until my cow lantern comes up here. Perfect.
Yes, and Karlek, for those who it wasn't mentioned earlier, Karlek casts light on his horns, which is what is providing light for those who don't have dark vision. All right, it looks like you've all made it back to the room where you defeated all the Sturges. Now, where would you like to go? You can still go. Having decided that the spores seem risky, you have now the choice to go either from this position north or south.
North.
We already
Right.
been north, right?
But now
You
all the way,
did, but there
we
were
go
other
left.
options to go north still. You
Oh,
just
there were?
went-
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I just was double checking.
So Ulrich has proceeded north a bit. What's the marching going to be? Everybody get to positions where you want to. Oh, Karlek has just raced ahead.
You know, he left me in the dark.
Karlek has raced ahead now from this position. Karlek is at a crossroads.
I have to run and keep up with the cow.
Yeah. So you can go left, right, or straight. Straight, the door is open, and that leads into the former barracks where you fought the ghouls and lit the brazier. And there's light coming out of that room from the brazier still. You can also proceed right or left from here. To the left, you can see down there is a cave in, but there's also a passage to the north a little bit to your left. And to your right, there's also an end of a tunnel, but there's also a turn that goes north into more interesting things too. So your choice.
I motioned for Cowlick to
There goes.
move it right.
All right, Karlek has moved right. Okay, slow down a little bit. Karlek's moved twice. He's now gone up a corridor here and can see some new things, and the rest of you are following him
I'm
along.
gonna, unless there's something that prohibits me, I'm going to stay right on the cow's
All right,
heel.
so everybody take one move here, and we're going to pause and see what Karlek sees. So Karlek, you see a couple of things here from where you
Doing the
are.
zoomies also.
I'm going to check. He's got the zoomies again. So your lantern runs out a little bit. So the corridor continues straight ahead for some ways into the darkness past the edge of your lantern light. But to your right, there's an opening that looks like it might lead into, I don't know, Karlek, make a perception check and see if you can sort of get a feeling for what this room might be.
Giant fungus room.
While he's doing that, is this collapsed all Russ? There's nothing past.
Yeah, there's a dead end there. Well, you can make a perception check too if you want for secret doors or something.
Are you persuading the door?
18.
18, nice, Karlek. Yeah,
That's
you're getting a.
That's persuasion. There you go.
Was that persuasion?
Yeah.
All right.
I got a 19 for
Self-talk.
perception to see if I can get through that rubble.
Yeah, so that, Joe, that's definitely a dead end there. Looks like the tunnel was never finished in that part.
Oh no!
Oh,
Knows where to go. Follow him.
All right. So,
I was
Joe,
sprint-
Joe, with your dwarven,
Sorry, Doc.
Joe, with your dwarven roll and your perception, you've noticed that where you were with the green fungus and the cave with the sturges was rough hewn. And now in this area, you're back into a much nicer hewn area. And it looks like this whole situation was being built over time. All of it very, very, very old, like the battle with the sturges was ancient. But this area looks like it was a little more finished than the area that you were just in with the fungus. Karlek, to the right there, you can't really tell what's around that corner with that perception roll. So you're going to want to have to get a little closer to see what's going on there. Not that there's any kind of risk whatsoever. I'm just saying.
All right. Alex's going to take a normal move. There we go.
All right. So Karlek, you
Can I
now
follow him or no?
you may follow him. So now this room here, the eastern wall of this chamber must have collapsed long ago. To the north, though, there's this door right here that is just kind of cracked and crumbling, a little wooden door. And you can actually see through it. So I'm going to remove this barrier so you can see what's going on there. And when you look through there, you're noticing that there are some old, it's an old storeroom of some kind. And it's a pretty good sized storeroom, looks like maybe. And there's some dusty kegs that are tucked in against the walls. But all of them look like they're probably cracked and split open from age. It seems unlikely there's anything of value in there.
I make it very clear, and I talk about the history of barrels and dwarves in a very long prose in Dwarven, explaining that all barrels, due to Dwarven tradition, have spent time at the bottom of a well. And I tell this to Ulrich.
Aye, so there might be something important in there. I get you, Peric. Let me know when we can take another move because I'm going to the barrels because I have been enlightened.
Yes,
Shadeen.
all barrels.
Yes.
Morden is always answering my prayers in his way.
Yes.
Shadeen, while everyone's checking out the barrels, I
Yeah.
need you to make me a perception check as you're in the back of the party, but you have dark vision and you're very familiar with the darkness. And so you sometimes notice things.
I live in the darkness.
Exactly. So why don't you go ahead and make a perception check for me there, Dark Boy?
How about a nat 20?
Is that a nat 20? What? Wow. Okay, first of all, you got a card. So let's
Cool,
do that.
because I lost my card at the beginning of this session by trying to look at it. So
All right, here you go, Craig. There's your card right there. You can go right-click on that and take it, and it'll come into your hand.
right.
Did you lose one you had to begin with? I'll give you two if you want. Well, here's how it works.
You can only have one, right?
You can only ever have one, but I can give you two, and you can pick your favorite if you want. How's that? Since you lost, here you go.
I can't read it. How do I make it bigger?
Double. Sorry, if you can expand it. Here, I'll expand it for you.
Yeah, I'm not having
This
any-
card may be handed to the GM and
Oh, that's a good one.
following benefit. 1d12 after making
One's a 1D. They're both the same, but one's
Okay.
plus 1d12 versus plus 1d10. So
One's on skill and one's on skill or attack.
no,
right?
they're both skill or attack.
Oh, then I'll take the 1d12.
Yes, of course you will. Okay, take that one and right-click it into your hand there.
Okay.
Just right-click on it and
Take.
take. There you
Got
go.
it.
Okay. All right, now with that awesome roll,
Yes.
you're looking to the north while everybody else is checking out these barrels.
Always
And,
looking to the north.
Yeah, you're looking to the north, and you're because you got this really good dark vision, and it just really seems like it's on fire today. Like you're really like it's like dark
Going on all cylinders. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
synapses.
And there's like these. You can sort of see just way up here, which most folks didn't even, it was just dark at the end of the tunnel for most people. But you're like, what is it?
but I know to look into the darkness.
That's right. Sometimes you have to look into the dark to see the light. And down there, right there, is a very steep sort of escarpment. And it looks like there's some skeletal remains, like maybe there was an old battle there, sort of like some of the skeletal remains you saw down with the Sturges.
Mm-hmm.
But you could swear that just near the edge of your vision there, just when you're starting to think, I didn't need to look up there anymore, there was like some movement just kind of going boop, 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 right in this area. Kind of from left to right, just kind of moving along. And you're pretty sure you saw these sort of like little gleam off a pair of eyes, maybe looking back at you and then moving across up there.
Okay.
Or it could have just been a trick of the light, but with an
I'm
natural
going to
20,
sidestep right
sure.
here. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell our fearless leader in the big bear thing. There may just be someone sneaking up on us from the north. I see some little bits and pieces of remnants of a battle, and I think there may just be some fun up there. I might go and check it out.
Go ahead. You stay here.
The rest of you stay here and look at the barrels.
Shadeen, be careful. I can't see a thing up there.
Funny that you say barrels, but the word for barrels in Dwarven actually means well droppings.
Luckily, I don't speak Dwarven, so
All right. So I think what I'd like to do at this point is because some little things saw Shadeen and Shadeen saw some little things. So the good news is Shadeen prevented a surprise situation. But we do all have to roll initiative now. So let's go ahead and do that and do some initiative rolling.
First, I must.
Don't forget to click on your token. It's been a
I'm
while.
trying to.
First
get
guy
my
on the
token.
tracker right here, baby.
There we go. Look at that. Wow. Is there going to be a full party on the initiative tracker?
I try.
1,
Try
2,
to do it.
3, 4, 5. We're missing one.
Ouch.
Pirate, we got them all. Nice job. Wow.
I didn't roll well, but I rolled better than most everybody else.
Whoever's missing a point of inspiration, take one for the entire party getting on the initiative
Oh,
tracker.
look at that.
That's pretty good. Also, I'm going to secretly roll for these guys here. I mean, nothing. There's nothing there.
For the nothingness, for the darkness.
I certainly hope the barrels don't attack us because that's where I'm going.
For the no thing.
The no thing.
Probably keg golems. Be careful.
We'll find out if it's good keg.
They're in the cobalt tomes.
The well droppings. Let's call them what they are.
Black knows what those are.
Well droppings.
Hey, by the way, are you guys seeing these initiative rolls in the discussion area?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw everybody's but
seeing
mine.
We're seeing our
I got a
rolls.
one.
We're not seeing your rolls, Russ.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I fixed it. 'Cause remember when sometimes I roll them and you're like, hey, look, I see what that monster is. You don't
Yeah.
see that.
I know, yeah, monsters. No, just the
Yeah, I
player.
hate that.
No.
The only person that has a name on the initiative tracker besides me is Pierre. How funny is that?
That's a setting on the tokens. We can fix that. You can set
Yeah, I
tokens
see
for
myself in Pyrrhic. I don't see anybody else's name.
Yeah, I see myself in Pyrrhic too. That's interesting.
That's
Pyrrhic
see,
seems
that-
to be the only common denominator.
Yeah, the only
Oh,
party
I was
member who
just there.
connects all the party members.
I don't know.
All right.
It's not shocking that his name is in lights there.
It's true. Oh, you guys heard what happened at Gen Con. Somebody who's a fan of the podcast came up to me and didn't introduce. They just looked at me and yelled, "Feel the power of the Nord."
Oh, that's
I literally was speechless.
That's awesome.
I was like, I looked around. I'm like, oh, no one else. Everybody else thought that person was a crazy person. It was amazing. I was like, I hugged the crap out of them. It was
Nailed it.
It was fantastic.
All right. Okay. So that's going to happen. And that's going to happen. And okay. Pyric. So you hear, you're not that far away from Shadeen. You hear him explain to Euphemia and the bear what he said. What would you like to do? And then he also explained a bit about barrel history.
Okay, then. That's very, very important. So I would like to take this moment for some prestidigitation. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so I would like to test how smart these creatures are, and seeing that Shadeen has changed his behavior, I'm going to announce very loudly that I am putting down the mark of the cart, and that whatever you do, Euphemia, make sure you stay in the cart and are safe. And so I'm going to put that down to hopefully distract anybody if they have an eyeball on us, so that Euphemia can hide. And hopefully she picks up on the fact that I'm alluding to earlier adventures where I lied poorly about her being in the cart and no one got it.
So you're not actually making an illusion of a cart.
I know I'm putting a mark on the floor of using prestidigitation that I'm calling the mark of the cart.
Why don't you go ahead and draw the mark with the marking?
So it looks like it's like some sort of magical trap that I'm putting down.
Yeah,
or
draw it on the map
something.
so we know where the mark is. Just for fun.
Okay, it's gonna be. Here we go. I can draw freehand.
There you go.
It's going to be a glowing mark right
Yes.
here. Whee!
Where's my cow candle? I can't see the mark.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yes. So it is basically a distracting light source, so that if Euphemia needs to hide, she can.
Okay, cool. Nice job, Pyric. Okay. Anything else, Pyric?
No, that seems like a lot for me. I'm all tuckered out.
It's now the bear's turn.
I am going to hold an action to attack anything that attacks any of my party within reach.
Fair enough.
Which is not going to be anything, but I'm throwing that out.
All right. Okay.
Because I can't see anything on that side.
Okay. All right. Euphemia, you're up.
Yep, Euphemia hears Pyric, doesn't see the mark,
It's big and glowy.
but will fade back to where the sound of Pyric's voice is, leaving the combat to the combatants, and will roll to hide. And instead of her bow, she draws her short sword and a dagger. And Russ, I don't know if this is magical or if we just never did anything with it, but I have a note that says, well-made dagger found in dwarf. And I can't read the rest of my notes. I assume dwarf, but I don't know what that means. It could just be a fancy dagger.
Oh, you did find a good dagger. Let me see if I can look that up. I think it's worth just money. I don't think it's magical.
I think that's correct. I can't find my stuff. There it is.
That seems good.
Whoa, where'd Euphemia go?
Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty good roll, Euphemia. So you've done a good hiding situation there.
Well, plus it's a big bear in front of it, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to see past the bear. Okay, Ulrich. So you're behind the Minotaur, and you were looking at barrels, but then you heard all this commotion behind you.
And this commotion, and nobody said, "Oh, we're being attacked." I didn't hear any. The bear just kind of froze and stuck his face out. Eric made a little symbol that I can see actually, but I'm like, oh, what is going on? I thought we were going for the barrels. 1, 2, 3.
Did you not hear what Shadeen said?
What did Shadeen say?
We're being somebody's trying to sneak up on us.
It was really long. It was very theatrical. I can't do it justice, so you're just going to have to figure. Go back to the recording.
Right, would you care to reprise your statement from earlier?
I didn't hear it.
No, you didn't hear it anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I won't be reprising my statement then.
He's busy scratching himself.
This is the translation. Joe's nose is on treasure, and he shall not be distracted.
I don't know. I rolled a 5 for perception. I didn't hear anything. You guys let me know if anything happens. I'm going to step up here, Russ. I pull out Q, which automatically does maximum damage to wood.
Oh, yeah.
These are wooden barrels. And I'm going to remove the top of that barrel and look in.
Okay. So you are you going to do it gingerly, or are you just going to whack at this thing?
Well, I do it gingerly for a dwarf, which is to say I want to see what's in there.
Right. So I'm guessing you're whacking at it pretty good, right?
I get it. It does max damage, so I just
Hugh just
right off the top.
He just cleaves and hews right through, as it were. It does make a bit of noise, but it just goes right through like and the top pops right off, skitters across the floor, dust shoots everywhere, and exposes an empty, dusty barrel.
Well
this is
done.
Not from the bottom of a well. God knows Morden knows what's in our hearts. We may as well get to the right point. Father Brickle was right. Can't trust elves. All right, that's all I can do. I get an action, a move, and a looky.
There's a lot of barrels in there. Ulrich, you keep on trying. Don't lose faith in Moradin.
I've lost faith in the elves, not Moradin. All right, that's all I can do in one turn, one round, Russ.
All right. Okay. One barrel explored. Meanwhile, let's see. Sure.
Doc. Oh, it's not this.
I think someone else is going. Calic is currently disappointed there are no monkeys.
I need the candelabra. Couldn't pull it off.
All right.
It's a cattle labra.
I knew you could do it. The candelabra.
Shadeen, with your awesome perception, Shadeen, you are just completely aware of what's going on in this area. And you're pretty sure there's some movement happening here and here.
Where and where?
Can you see those pings?
No. Go ahead and do it again.
Let me just check your vision to make sure I'm. Oh, you know why? Because I'm in the wrong layer. I'm in sneaky layer. You can see it here. You see that ping?
Yeah.
And here,
Yeah.
you're sensing some movement. And Karluk, it is your turn.
All right.
Don't be crazy, man. That's inside the room. Sorry.
Kalanick feels that he's needed. He's going to advance in this direction. 1, 2, 3,
Karluk's like, there's a lot of barrels here.
5, yeah, 6. Zooming in this direction seems good. Shadeen, I heard you. You need the Staff of Death. And then I'm going to cast.
Suddenly we become the subterfuge party.
Minor Illusion. And I'm going to summon up from the ground this darkened staff with a skull on top of it.
Are you summoning it from the cattle symbol that I put it down so that it looks like we combined magic?
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's coming out of the cart.
Coming out of the cart.
It's coming out of the mark of the cart.
It's been delivered.
Now I can see the mark. I couldn't see it before due to darkness.
Dark staff, Karluk?
Yeah. Staff.
Right.
Staff of Death.
Staff of Death.
All right. So there's a staff of death now on top of the mark of the cart. Got it.
Right. If it puts fear in you, Russ, hopefully it does in the monsters also.
I don't know why I feel the need to write this down, but I'm going to. So
The mark of the cart.
Can I roll a performance check?
I would love that. I would love a performance check for this.
Staff of Death. Here we go. Let's see how I do. Oh, 23. I kill it.
I want the staff.
Wow,
of
that is the situation here is there is
Like, holy crap, where'd the Staff of Death come from?
now Karluk, I need a little your performance here is fantastic. I need a little direction on the kind of performance you're giving. Are you trying to make this staff like extremely desirable for all those who see it? Or is it more of a staff of deathly repulsion, which it should drive away those from it because of its terrible visage?
Karluk was at first wishing to intimidate, but then he just really got into it. And yeah, it's something that anyone would love to possess.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So it's kind of like a microphone.
Yeah. It's a rod of summoning, really.
Does it summon microphones?
I think Pyrrhic should get to drop it then for the candelabra.
Thank you. I thought the candelabra was great.
That was what I was desperately searching for.
You got there. We tag teamed that. We made that happen.
You knew there were words that would do that. You just didn't know what they were.
That's the story.
All right. This is excellent. Okay, so what you have is Karluk. Give me a perception check.
I did very well on this previously.
Because I feel like you just did this performance and you're kind of waiting to hear the audience.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Wow. So you hear, it calls the damned. Down with us, my brothers. It calls the damned. And you sense that there's some more violent movement that's throwing caution to the wind. And you hear some footfalls. And let's see.
And now we have a hallway full of what?
Here comes the fun.
And emerging from the edge of around the corner here, you see this guy show up. Now, not all of you can see him.
Nope.
I think Shadeen sees him bright as day, sure as the morning sun.
He's got a huge mustache, a huge red mustache.
Karluk, you can just make him out on the edge of your light vision. If you look very carefully, you can just see a shape moving in, and his eyes gleaming in the reflected light of your spell. Do you make him out there, Karluk? You should just barely see him.
He looks like a penny or a dime, perhaps a quarter. I think it's George Washington approaching.
So let me see if this other one can do as well here. Oh yeah. There's another one right there. They're now shoulder to shoulder. And Shadeen, all you can make out, Karluk, all you can make out is sort of two shadowy humanoid, sort of man-sized creatures coming down the corridor, almost shoulder to shoulder now. Shadeen, you've got a little more vision what's going on there, but we'll hold that description for purposes of drama. And then also, all right. And now, speaking of Shadeen, is your turn.
Well, now. That's a long way. So I think I'm gonna heft my shadow axe.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna give a shrug, a very, very eloquent shrug, gives an entire soliloquy in one minor movement of one shoulder. And then I'm gonna send an eldritch blast down at this one here. Oh, nope. I don't know. Wait, I think I do. Let me just check on that. I start to ruminate. I start to think. I don't know. Yes, I do. I got plenty of range. So, an eldritch blast at this general. Nope, that's not going to do it. I got to go for here. Then I'm going to go this guy right here.
Yeah. Okay. Eldritch blast on him.
An
is that a radius
on him? No, it's just that one guy.
Okay.
All right.
Shadeen, you're very tall, right?
I am pretty tall. Yes.
Could you make it so that the blast looks like it's shooting from the Staff of Death?
I could if I was inspired to do so. I don't know. I mean, are you whispering? I don't know.
No, you are your own dragon. I'm just saying.
Oh, look, there's the Eldritch Blast right there.
He likes to show off, I think, right?
All right. And, right? Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Oh,
does a 24
nice shot.
do it?
Oh, yeah. Your crackling energy beam, which how do you like your crackling energy beams to look?
Oh, it's shadow, Russ. Of course. It's
of course it
dark,
is.
shadowy lightning.
Excellent. So the dark shadowing lightning straight and true right into the chest of this creature. And the shadowy lightning sort of makes him glow a bit. And so, Karlach, you recognize this as a similar creature who had paralyzed you not moments ago. It's more of these guys, basically. But the energy strikes true. And Craig, you can go ahead and roll damage for Shadeen here.
So
how about 10?
Oh,
a nice hit. Yeah, and that just
Add anything to that?
What's that?
I don't think there's any added to that.
No, it's just a straight die roll according to the spell description.
Yeah.
The description I was looking at.
Well, I don't know what he is, but you can take a certain thing that allows you to add your charisma to it.
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't
have it.
All right. He's not. He still seems to be quite whole, but that definitely left a good scorch mark in his chest, Shadeen. Is there any?
Oh wait, no, I do have it. Charisma modifier. So that's 14 total.
Oh, well, that's just enough to make him somewhat less than whole, and he is now bloodied. Except for a ghoul,
right,
he's more like kind of falling apart a bit. All right, so you blast through his chest and huge chunks of his body flow through. And the one to his left said, "Are you sure it calls us?" And that's going to be Shadeen. Anything else you want to do, Shadeen?
I turn to the cow and I say, "Oh, I told you the fun was on its way."
All right. Now, meanwhile, a bit to the north, you hear some more movement. And I don't know how many people can see this one, probably only Shadeen, but you hear him yell, "It calls, send down the skulls, send down the skulls." And it is then this guy. I think I moved the wrong one. That's okay. We'll go ahead. We'll skip him. It is now Pyrrhic's turn. Pyrrhic, what would you care to do in this situation?
Okay. Let's do this. First of all, I call to Ulrich. What is more important, well droppings or destroying the undead? Just from a pure theoretical standpoint, my fine dwarven friend.
Of course, destroying undead. Great.
All right, then you might want to come this way. And I say that, and then I'm going to hold the power of the Nord in case it threatens the candelabra.
All right. Just make a note here. Okay. Excellent. So great move there. The candelabra is being guarded, and now it is time for Brown Bear turn. What are you gonna do, Brown Bear?
Don't touch the staff of death.
I know. I can. So Tech Russ, can I? Normally, you can squeeze down.
Yes, you could squeeze by, but you lose
past
half
the staff of death.
You may, but you're going to spend double movement to get past staff of death.
Right. Correct. Gotcha. 5. Just cover. But you guys can still shoot through me, just so you know, and you can move through me.
Your guys are both staring at bear butt now at this point.
Yeah, I can't.
Now, arguably, the bear is now obscuring some line of sight to the staff of death. Just
from them, right?
From the ghouls, yes.
Yeah, but well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to hold an action to attack the first undead creature that approaches me. Oh, can I do a religion check to be sure these are undead? Because I can see them at the end of the.
Sure. Yeah. Go for that.
Going on here.
Yeah.
12. Do I know they're undead with a 12?
Yeah. So you're pretty sure.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that it's one of these dudes. You've seen some ghouls before in your time.
Oh, that's not a mustache. It's a foot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely readying an action to attack whichever one comes in reach first of these beasties.
Yeah, they're pale flesh.
My trigger is when they step within my range, not after they attack me.
Okay, fair enough. All right, just to
always good to be clear.
That's right. All right. Well, now it is someone else's turn that's not a player, and so we'll just do that real quick. All right, and now it is the halfling's turn. Euphemia.
Ms. Euphemia will maneuver herself here, put away her sword and dagger, hide and draw her bow.
All right, so Euphemia's back there in the back behind the bear. The whole party's kind of hiding behind the bear here, and she's firing her bow. And
no, I wasn't firing. I'm just hiding.
Okay, fair enough. Well, a low stealth roll, though. You did not. That was not your best work on the stealth department.
Nope.
So yeah, you can make some noise, but there is a bear in the way, so there's probably bigger things from the fry. And Ulrich, one barrel has been checked. What would you like to do now?
All right. Pyrrhic has alerted me that there may be something more exciting than barrels. And I think
there is nothing more than exciting than barrels for dwarves, just so you know.
Remember a story of dwarves and barrel riding? I'll tell you someday around the campfire. So we decided we can cut corners, right? As far as walking.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to move my full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there. And I'm going to say, where's Pyrrhic? I'm right next to Pyrrhic. Perfect. Pyrrhic, what is going on here? I was busy looking at these barrels as you suggested. Now you're telling me there's something going on?
Yes. Shadeen has found more of those awful undead things. Oh my.
I will take care of these. Stand aside.
Oh yeah, that's.
That's all I can do this round.
That's all you got? Okay. All right.
Actually, I'm going to use my action to do Divine Sense until the end of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it up on the thing. So as an action, I can open my my awareness to set to fiends, celestial, undead, and within 60 feet of you, and if it's not behind total cover, I know the type, whether it's celestial, fiend, or undead, of any whose presence you sense, but not its identity. With the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. So I'm going to throw one of those bad boys out. That's an action. And I have to have, it doesn't say I have to have line of sight.
Nope.
No.
What's the radius on it?
So
I'm showing you how far he's got, 60 feet.
So I'm going to put 60
Oh, okay.
feet on that.
All right.
Boom.
And you detect any undead, right?
Any undead. It tells me whether they're celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. So actually, I got to see them. So let's not go there. If they're behind total cover, which they are from me because of the angle, but it goes to the end of my next round. So if I step around this corner, I'll be able to identify each of them.
Okay. Well, remind me when you move, but got it. Okay.
Okay. But that's an action. So that's my action.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. So, So meanwhile, there's someone else's turn here, and we're going to bring this person to that, and we're going to go back to this. And he's going to go, show me this staff. All I see is a bear. And this guy gets to here, and he is right here, a few steps in front of the bear. He didn't make it any closer than that, though, unfortunately for you, John. All right. And
for him,
this other guy also being drawn to this whole staff situation. And he yells like his other companion yelled. He gets to a little bit farther. And as he passes his somewhat wounded friend here and the other one, he says, indeed, send down the skulls. They'll sort this out. And it is now Karlik's turn. So Karlik, you can see past your bear friend and see this situation ahead of you. And just checking your line of sight, you barely see Bass the bear because of your range of your thing, but you can definitely see these sort of quick-moving, definitely undead creatures, similar to the one that you fought earlier and were paralyzed by. There are 2 on the edge of your vision and 2 closing in on you. So you got 4, one of whom was blasted by a dark beam from Shadeen's power essence.
Kalik is going to try to get line of sight to this ghoul here around the bear and say, sending skeletons to do your bidding, you must be scared of the living. And with that, I'm going to cast a Vicious Mockery on that guy right there.
Oh, the guy in the back. Interesting. Okay. Yep. Go for it.
It's going to be a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Now, is that what kind of magic is that?
It is. Throw it in the old chat here. Enchantment cantrip, 60 feet. A creature I can see and that can hear me in range. It doesn't say
what psychic damage, Russ. If they
he's open to that. Okay,
well, he's got to make the roll. Yeah.
Yes, he's got to make a charisma save. He said, or intelligence.
Charisma save. Yep,
charismas are not really ghouls.
It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. Sorry, wisdom. Here we go. I roll charisma. That doesn't count. Here comes the wisdom roll. Oh, why am I rolling 2 dice? Stop it. Here comes a wisdom roll.
But we can't see her. Oh, there you go.
There we go. We got a 3. He did not make it. Let's just say.
He couldn't handle the taunt. I know.
No, he couldn't handle that taunt.
Woo! Oh, there's more where that's coming from.
You won. Oh,
he does. The next attack. He attacks with disadvantage, though, right?
Yep, correct.
On his next attack.
Yeah, if he charges the bear, he'll have disadvantage.
I'm going to give him a little bit of a marker there so we know he's not happy. Oh. All right.
He's sad.
Yeah, he's just sad. He's like, I expected more of a taunt. All right. Okay, Karlik, anything else you want to do?
I'm just going to savor the sweet amount of damage I did there. I guess I'm going to back up 1 square just to give a little room here.
All right. Okay. So the wounded guy says, should we wait for the skulls? And here's where he makes an intelligence check because, ghouls aren't really known for their intellect in these situations. So he's going to make a little intelligence check here to see if maybe he's going to do the right thing. Now, actually, that's a surprisingly good intelligence check for a ghoul. It's like, I'm going to wait for that bear. I don't like the cut of his jib. I'm going to wait. And so that one just holds his ground. The one that's been bloodied, he's been blasted in the chest. He actually, since he's going to do the smart thing, he actually rolls back behind the corner a couple squares here to wait for a better opportunity. So he was the smart one. He almost earned a name with that move. So we'll think about that. Meanwhile, this other one's this guy, you see Shadeen, because you have really good vision.
Yeah.
You see this. There's a guy that moves across your line of sight. Can you see me doing this? I'm gonna ping.
Yes, I can.
And he gets to there and he's running. And he keeps running up. I'm gonna keep pinging as he runs, and so long as you can see him. And he keeps running.
Yeah, no, that's way out of my. I can't.
Okay.
See.
So he kind of runs. So what you kind of pick up is that there's this guy, and as he runs across your vision, you can tell he's the same sort of creature as the other guys. But what you make out is that he's moving sort of this way.
Yeah.
Okay. And speaking of Shadeen, it is your turn, sir.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move myself. Oh, that's not the right one. I'm gonna move myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to use my my misty step. My misty step, is that free?
I believe it's a bonus action, for Misty Step.
Bonus action.
Misty Step, yeah.
So I'm going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and then I'm going to cast me darkness spell.
So where did you end up after you Misty Stepped?
I ended up right here between these two guys there.
Oh, what a move! Wow. Okay, didn't see that coming. All right, let me bold move, sir. Bold move. All right, I'm gonna just bring everybody up. So you've managed to figure out a few things. First thing you figured out is that there's a dude here, and I think you can see everybody else there. Yep, and you see the guy running for the north there, and you are casting your darkness spell.
I am.
And what is the radius in that thing?
15.
All right. Let me turn it on for you. So you're going to emit a. I think it's a. I think we can do. Oh, here's what it is. You have an aura. You said 15 feet. 15
yes.
foot.
Yep.
Aura. There you go. Can you see it? I need to make it darker than that. That's not aura enough. Can you see it now, Shadeen?
Go.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, I'm in the
aura.
midst of the darkness now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. So Shadeen's got his black orb up, and that's pretty good. All right. So anything else you want to do there, Shadeen?
No, I think I'm done. Oh, right. Yes, I do. I want to whisper in the ear of this wounded one. Hello, friend. Welcome to the shadows.
Nice. Take a point of inspiration, Craig, for some.
Oh, I already got one. I'll take my last hit point. Huzzah!
There you go. Look at that. Look at that. You're just fully motivated. Making a note here because I know we can't play late tonight. All right. So Shadeen has done this thing. And he's created this darkness orb. So now there's this orb of darkness right at the end of the passage there for all of you. You can see the edge of it there. So that gray line is the darkness spell. Now, on this side of the gray line, though, there are still two of these undead creatures. They're closing in on the bear.
I left some of the fun for y'all.
You did indeed. And it's another guy's turn. Now, this guy here is going to make an intelligence check because he's in a bit of a bind. He also rolls really well, and he's like, "Yeah, get the other skull. There's 2 skulls. Let's get the other one." And he leaves the room. Also, Shadeen to the north. I don't know if you can see him leaving, but he's leaving there.
Yeah.
All right. So they've run that way, and surprisingly smart ghouls today. All rolling 18s. And this other ghoul gets to go. Now, this one's in the darkness, and he's going to have disadvantage. He's going to continue his direction to try to get out of the darkness. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He gets to here with his full move and is now staring at the bear. But it's not far enough to make a swing. So he will step forward one more to engage you, bear.
Hey, can I do my action?
You may. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to use my inspiration on my first attack.
Nice. All right.
And I will go with. There we go.
Shadeen clobbered one with max damage first go.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything.
It's not a competition. We already know who the better people are.
It
So
kind of
I'm gonna-
is. Kind of is.
I got a 20 to hit him with the bite.
The bite definitely hits. How much damage do you do?
I'm just saying, Ulrich completely destroyed the top of a barrel with one go.
One blow.
Oh.
6 piercing.
All right.
That's vicious mockery level damage.
And I attack him again with claws. And does a 16
That'll also hit with a 16.
16 hits?
Yeah.
I guess it's quantity, not
He
quality.
takes 12 slashing damage.
Oh, that made a
Whoa.
mess. He's still up, but he's definitely bloodied and he's running out of body parts.
I like it.
All right. He's a mess. He's made mistakes. Okay. Pyric, you're back still sort of in the storeroom area there. What are you going to do?
Well, first of all, I love the Staff of Death. It's well known. It is known.
It's well protected too. I mean, clearly it works so well. The party.
That's not what I wanted to do. Can I undo this weird line that happened?
I can get rid of that for you.
Okay. please
You
do.
worry about moving.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as I march towards the Staff of Death, I'd say, oh, these servants of darkness cannot be allowed to touch the Staff of Death. They will reach their ultimate form if we allowed this to happen. At all costs, do not let them touch the Staff of Death. I say that very, very, very clearly and very loudly.
Make a persuasion check with advantage because the Staff of Death is enhanced by 2 spells and that excellent role playing you did.
All right, then persuasion. I am going to role play
Advantage,
some
though.
8 charisma. Do I get an extra one for doing the name of the show?
I'm giving you advantage. That's about as best I can do for you.
All right, and
Oh.
okay, so 10.
10, it seems like you might have worked. It's a little unclear, but you've had worse speeches.
Okay, and then
I fell for it.
I bought
it. Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm going to use the power of the Nord to ice the footing in front of the bear. So in case they step into it, they'll fall down and then the bear can crush them.
Okay, nice. So you've created a little frosty bit here.
Yes, like how much area? I've done this before. How much area can I make unsafe footing?
It's only a cantrip, right? So we can't kill ourselves with this, but we can do like a little 5-foot square.
That's great. That's more than I thought I'd get. I'm very excited.
Okay, so frosty that up. Anything else there, Pyric?
No, that's great.
Okay. I'm just making notes because we're gonna frosty ground. All right, excellent. And now moving on to the bear's turn.
I will continue my attack on this bloody bastard.
And you got 2 quick turns because remember you held your action from before.
Well, I remember.
Well, just reminding our listeners. All
right. Does a 17 hit?
It does indeed. They're not really the best dodgers,
He takes 6 more piercing.
That will end him. You take out his limbs and he just collapses in a heap.
I can't hold part of my attack, so I will have to just wait.
And also the ground is icy in front of you, so you may
right. So I don't want to step up because I don't want to ruin the ice effect.
Right.
I'd like to step back, but I don't really have. I kind of want to let Ulrich up there, but I don't want to leave everybody exposed. I guess I'll just stay there. Ulrich can find his way through here. Heaven forbid I do anything to help him.
All right. So Brown Bear is full. Meanwhile, Shadeen, you can see through the darkness and you see this other creature start running over here too. like the ancient times, form the phalanx. Wait for the skulls. And he runs over here and he gets shoulder to shoulder with the other one that's standing here, Shadeen.
Yeah,
So
I should tell you I can't see any of that, Russ.
All right, good.
You're giving me more than you need to give.
Well, you can just
I can only see to here.
Oh, yeah. That's because of the high wall. That's right.
Yeah.
So you see them moving up there.
Yeah.
And you hear some footsteps. So it sounds interesting. All right. Euphemia, we can do.
Euphemia gets a sense of what's up there and feels the unease of undeath and says to Ulrich, Paladin of Moradin, I got my barrels, my dwarven barrels infused into my head, Pyric, and says, Ulrich, I think it's time that they sense the power that you hold. I will wait for you and stay here.
Hey, little brother, stand behind me. I will protect you to my last breath.
She's a girl.
Details.
I never checked.
You're going to check for Thrall, though, because you're going to have to go underneath his legs to get to the front.
So I hold my position, and if Bear Brother gets attacked, I'll shoot with my bow.
All right. Excellent. And now it is Ulrich's turn.
All right, I'm going to move here, and I see a little splotch of blur on the ground here now. And then I'm going to go as one.
So the purple stuff is the illusionary cart and the awesome illusionary staff coming out of the cart.
So I'm moving through here. So just so I'm
the light blue smudge is the ice in front of the bear.
Right, and that's right here. It's not here.
What's that? It's actually kind of between both of them, so you got to be careful about between them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's between both squares.
Can he squeeze by it?
You could, yes. You'd have to slow. You do have to move it though.
There you go.
I can't make it. I couldn't make it on normally. I went half movement.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna open my divine sense.
What are those boots do you're wearing? What are those boots do he's wearing? Or
I didn't do anything till they're tuned.
Oh, they're not attuned.
They jingle. We covered this.
They jingle.
That's right. We had
jingle, jingle.
Okay, so the ice prevents me from getting there. What do I with my divine sense? I should be able to sense anybody.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So with your divine sense, you are getting the feeling you definitely sense undead. And you would sense undead here.
I have a question.
And here. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Russ, does he sense a fiend in the center of the darkness?
I need to see the spell again.
I'll put it up again.
Yeah.
Celestial fiend or undead. Of any being whose presence you sense.
No, you're okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So that being said, was one of these people bloodied?
But it does. But Joe, I will say this:
it's dead.
There's something weird about the center of the black sphere.
That certainly is weird.
Like your magic is definitely sensing something. Like it might be two categories, but it's hard to tell, and you're not sure which two.
Oh, in the center of the darkness, huh?
Yeah, right in the center of the darkness.
Are you guys looking up Shadeen's skirt? That's not the nicest thing. Like seriously.
Okay.
I'm going to HR.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm going to step forward, realizing
I think he's too spirited.
Realizing I can't get past my brother in his bear form with the ice there. I'm going to look at him with disgust. Being useless and silent in the presence of Moradin is the core of my prayers. Looking at him. I'm going to whip out a hand axe, and I'm going to take my hand axe and I'm going to throw it at this guy here.
I think you're going to have disadvantage because I think we're squeezing if we're in here.
Yeah, you're squished, so you can do that, but you have disadvantage.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he said Moradin. He can't not do it now. And,
Yeah.
And Moradin will make sure that the dice
use your
come out.
inspiration to balance it out.
Oh,
Wow.
Is that a natural one?
That is not one, but it has two natural ones.
Two, it's a pair of ones. Oh, Joe, I have to go to the cards. What a great one.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna take the brunt of this.
Let me go to the cards here. Let's see. Critical fail deck. Where's my critical? Here it is. The critical fail deck for players. Let me just pull a card out here and see what we got. I'm going to randomly pull this one out. Let's see what category it comes up with. It comes up in the awkward category, Joe. You've won the awkward category today.
You split your
throwing a hand axe. What kind of axe were you throwing?
The hand axe.
Yeah. So this is called voided the warranty. So that hand axe has permanently had its damage reduced by a quarter. So basically it just took permanent damage as it ricocheted off the wall.
Okay.
So,
I had three of them. I'm not gonna bother picking up. I'll just keep two of them.
There you go. So you basically destroyed a hand axe there.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then I'm going to, if that is all that happened to me, which is not terrible, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Because I don't want to be stuck squeezing with my brother. I'm gonna get it back. Boom, boom, behind his smelly butt. To there, and that is my action, my move. That's it.
All right. And I do want to be cognizant of time tonight because nobody lifted heaven and earth to make it, so I don't want to have to take long. So why don't we pause right here at initiative step 9? I'm making a note. So the next action is actually one of the ghouls gets to go. And we'll pick it up next time. Thanks everyone again for making the time tonight, and I hope we can play again real soon.
And seeing everybody.
Yay!
Y'all next
Thanks for playing, everybody.
He said as he disappeared into the shadows.
Achievement unlocked. You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@thed6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.